I'm gonna give you guys some valuable information. You can take it, use it today, and start getting results. Okay, let's talk about macros, macronutrients, fat, protein, carbohydrate. These two, fat and protein, are the only two essential macros you need. You can live without carbs. You really don't need them. They're actually really good for fuel source. It's main fuel source, carbohydrates, because they get broke down in your bloodstream into glucose. That's what you use for energy. Now, these also do the same thing. Fats will do it, proteins will do it, but they always get drawn most of the time from carbs first. Extreme training, real hard training like endurance things can actually eat away your protein as well. So it's really not that good for you to do like runners, right? They burn a lot of protein. They do. They burn a lot of protein. That's why they're not real big, real muscular. Just plus, they're just lean and they're running. So there's that. Fats get stored as fat, much easier. Carbs also get stored as fat. If you eat too much, too many calories, calorie surplus, weight gain. Protein does not turn into fat as easily. It can inhibit some other, it can have play in the macro. How can I say this? So, ingesting more can have an effect on your overall calorie, the way these are distributed through your body. But it really doesn't turn into fat as easy. There's experts on that way smarter than I am, like Lane Norton, who can explain it pretty well. But you don't have to worry about this causing a lot of fat. That's just the basics, okay? So here we go. Fat has 9 calories per gram, okay? 9 calories per gram. Calories is just a heat unit. It's like a measurement of heat. That's pretty much all it is in your body. So we really don't have to understand it to the degree. Just understand that it has 9 calories per gram. Calories are what fuel us. That's the heat index within the food that we eat and in our body. And that's what keeps us alive. Protein, 4 calories per gram. Carbs, 4 calories per gram. These two are even. That one's doubled, right? So the more fats you eat, the higher the calorie. Clearly, the more protein and carbs, the less. Okay. So here we go. Let's say, so recommendations. Protein recommendation, 1 gram per pound is your recommendation from any website you look on or the Food Health Organization. That's their recommendation, which really isn't bad, That's 1 gram per pound of lean body weight as well. So if you're a 400-pound individual, you're extremely obese, you probably don't want to eat 400 grams of protein. You really don't need it. You probably won't shit right. Your digestive tract will be ruined because if you eat too much protein, it can inhibit your poop. You may not digest very well, get bloated and all that good stuff. That's because a lot of people don't know how to eat correctly. You can eat protein, but you still gotta have lots and lots of fiber. Okay, 30 grams of fiber a day, recommended. That'll help your stools move, your poop. Fermented foods are real good for your gut bacteria to feed those because fermented foods have bacteria and a bunch of prebiotics in them. And the bacteria in our body, the microbiome, eat the prebiotics. That's where 70% of our immune system lives. So our health comes from here, nowhere else. It comes from here. The gut signals, gut-brain axis. It runs all the way up into the back of your skull here, down to your ass. And then all of the nerves branch off the vagal nerve, branch off into your organs. So the gut microbiome signal directly through that pathway to the brain by signaling. Your gut tells your brain what to do, your brain tells your gut things, the organs, they all need to know what's going on so everything's functioning properly. Now, moving on. 1 gram per pound, recommendation. That's a good one. That's perfectly fine. I see nothing wrong with that. If you are a competitive bodybuilder, you're trying to get big, jacked, lots of muscle, more protein is good. 1.5 to 2 grams per pound. Even do that. That's fine. You can do it. 2 grams is a lot, but it just depends. Person dependent. If you're not pooping right, you're having real bad problems, drop it down. Get your diet figured out, but you don't have to eat 2. That's the high side. 1.2, 1.5 is my recommendation. That's pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. Fat, okay? 0.2 to 0.7 per pound, okay? That one there can be a high number, can be a low number, okay? Find your range in the middle somewhere where you want to stick at and do that, okay? Down here, carbs. The rest of your calorie intake for the day will be filled in with carbs, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. Here we go. Example, person A, 200 pounds, 10% body fat on a 3,000 calorie diet. Now, 10% body fat's pretty damn lean. That's real lean. I wouldn't go much leaner than that if you're trying to gain muscle. And for a performance standpoint, you need some body fat. Body fat's really good. People on this low fat diet stuff is not really that smart. Higher fats and higher protein is honestly the way to go. And use your carbs as fuel source when you need it. If you're not training, you're not doing anything, you don't need carbs. You don't need them. I don't care. That's just blood glucose levels. That's blood issues or sugar issues, things like that. Water. You really don't need all those carbs. You just don't. Use them for your training, for your performance. When you need them, then cut them out. Use fats and protein. That's the healthier stuff. That's the stuff you live off of. You don't live off of that. You live off of these. So why would you have to add that one if you don't need it? It doesn't make sense to me. So here we go. 3,000 calorie diet, 10% body fat. Person A is 200 pounds. He is eating 240 grams of protein. Why is he doing that? Because of this. That's a 240 pound, that's a 200 pound lean man. He's eating 1 gram per pound as a recommendation, but I bumped it up to 1.2 because I like that better. 240 grams of protein per day. Now, they're also having 100 grams per day. Why? Because I chose a number in here that gave me that right there, 100 grams, okay? So, let's see, what number did I choose? I think it was like 0.5 per pound. That's just what I chose, and this is what it gave me, okay? So, 100 grams, let's do the math here real quick. Go out, oh, can't do the math, but it's right there. Now, I'm not good enough to do that. So, I think it was 0.5, 0.5 per pound. Give me 100 grams of fat per day in my meals, okay? So 240 protein, 100 fat. Yes, this is a fishing pole rod. It actually works perfect for my pointer. So we're going to continue to use it. It's going to be my thing. Okay, carbs. We are on 285 grams of carbs. Okay, so here's what I did. I chose my protein number, right? I chose 240 grams of protein is what I want to consume. That gave me 960 calories. 240 times 4. Since we have 4 calories per gram, 4 times 240 is 960, okay? Fats, here we go. Boom, right there. That is, right there, 100 grams, right? 100 grams of fat times 9, 900, okay? Pretty simple math. So that gives us, to where we're at now, carbohydrates. Now, 900 and 960, that's what, 1860, right? So we have 1,860 calories consumed from protein and fat. Now, if you do the math, subtract 3,000 from 1,860, 1,140 is what that gives you, okay? So 1,140 is what that gives us, 1,140 calories to eat. Now, since it's carbohydrates, let's go back up to the top. 4 calories per gram, okay? 285 times 4 is 1,140. That's the number we was looking for. Simple math. So when you take 1,140 calories is what we had left, you subtract 3,000, subtract this from 3,000, that gives you your number. 285 divided by 4, 1,140, 3,000 calories per day. That's our number, right? 3,000 calorie. That's the math I did to get my meals. So now, pretty simple, right? You make a meal plan, you meal prep for the week. You meal prep on a Monday, you can do it twice a week, however you want, keep your food as fresh as you want, do it every day if you like. I don't care. I do mine once a week. That's good enough, bro. I'll eat chicken for 5 days. Don't like it all up, but I will do it. And I'll eat my rice for 5 days, even though that bacteria shit grows on rice very quick. I've never gotten sick. Just a side note. Bacteria grows quick on rice, so maybe make that fresh, okay? So, here we go. Meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. Okay, if you're going to do 6 meals, 240 divided by 6. That'll give you your number. I don't know what that is. I didn't do the math. I don't need to. You guys can figure that out yourself for whatever your goal might be. 240 divided by 6, that gives you whatever that is. That's how many grams of protein you need per meal. Okay, makes it easy. Easy math. You don't have to do it that way. You can double up in protein on another one if you'd like. I don't recommend it. Keep everything spaced out even. It works way better. Fat, 100 grams. Divide that by 6. Oh man, let's not play like we know, okay? Whatever that is what it equals out to be. And if you're doing 3 meals, you know, you can kind of play around with it like that, but the more meals, the smaller they are, the easier they are to eat. You don't want like 3 real big meals throughout the day unless your lifestyle calls for that. If you can't have the 6 meals throughout the day for some reason, it's really hard for you to pack them, take them, and do it. And then you can manage it. You can switch all this around, but you need somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. If not, you're going to screw yourself up. So don't just blindly do this, guys. Follow it the best you can. If you can't get 6 meals in, to do 5. If you can't do that, do 4. If you can get 7 or 8 in, I don't care how many times. As long as you get it in, that's all that matters. But the more you eat, the harder it is to digest, and food discomfort in the belly. You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep the meals at a minimum. Now, carbs, 285. Boom. Divide that by whatever number, 6. And that'll give you how many grams of carbs you need per meal. And you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. If you meal prep, you weigh everything out. Weigh it all out. Put it all in your containers, put it away. You know what you eat, when you eat, every couple hours. You bring out your meals. You have them. You know what you got. And if that doesn't cover, if let's say you want to do 4 meals, divide all this shit by 4, and then I'll give you that, right? Or you can just do 6 and then have 4 meals a day or 3 meals a day, but do the math for 6 and then have your 3 or 4, figure out how many calories you have left, and then do some more math like we just did here to figure out how much you need for the next 3 meals. Maybe you can have it in a shake, or you can have it however. I recommend this. It's just easier. Meals, planned out. You can't go wrong. You know what your body's doing. You know if you start gaining weight and then you're trying to lose it, you know you need to drop. Vice versa. If you're losing weight and you know you want to go up, you need to gain it. Very easy math, guys. I know I'm talking about the carbs not being necessary, and they're not. But here's what people typically do. Here's how it typically works in the bodybuilding industry and every other industry, okay? With fitness and weight loss and all that. Okay, so carbs. Usually protein stays the same. You keep that the same unless your body is, like prep time, maybe increase a little bit if you're prepping for like a show or something to kind of keep just the extra protein. You may not even need it, to be honest with you, but safety is kind of the thing here, and more protein means less anabolism, so which means your body's not eating itself. You got plenty of protein to keep up with everything. So you can use the protein to adjust your calories, or the carbs to adjust your calories up and down. That's how it's usually done. You can also use fats. Guys, like I said, you don't need all the carbs all the time. If you're not doing something that is requiring a lot of energy, then why do you need these? They're just empty space. So everybody's afraid to eat fat, especially bodybuilders. We're all afraid to eat fat because we don't want to get fat. I'm not like the leanest guy in the world. I had some abs, right? And I had a nice juicy pancake this morning with peanut butter and syrup. And we'll talk about that. That's my little thing, right? I'm not prepping right now. I should be soon, real soon. But I have other things I'm trying to do as well, right? We're trying to grow some stuff. We're trying to teach, do some business, and bodybuild at the same damn time. But we need to prep this year. We got to do a show before this year's over. I have to. So it's all about moderation, guys. I got a pancake, nice juicy pancake, peanut butter and syrup. Like I said, you can use low sugar syrup. You can use low fat peanut butters like PB Fit. It's really good. Not as good as peanut butter, but you'll have that. But I can have that meal, and then I know how many calories I need throughout the rest of the day, and I can adjust it as I go because I've done this long enough and enough times where it's just second nature. I just do it. I know what I'm doing, so I don't even have to think about it. It doesn't bother me. I'm good. I got this. You probably don't. If you're new, you definitely don't got it. You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta be careful. You gotta play it smooth, smart, eat good, clean foods. Throughout the day, get you some fiber, lots of fiber in. As many different plants as you can. I've told you guys earlier, 30 grams of fiber, and that may be incorrect. Please forgive me if it is. I will get back with you on that. There's an expert out there. He is actually a cardiologist who has really ventured into the gut world because he understands how much it has to play with cardiology in your health. And he recommends 30 different types of fiber per day. I think it is 30 grams, but 30 different types of fiber per day from different plants, seeds, nuts, fruits, things like that have fiber, legumes. All those count. As many greens as you possibly can. Have a big bowl with some balsamic vinaigrette or some just vinaigrette or apple cider vinegar, and have a whole bunch of sprouts, kale, no iceberg lettuce, get romaine lettuce, put all the greens, onions, peppers, whatever you can in it. Mix a biggest bowl, eat it. You'll love it. It'll be great for you. So that's it, guys. Macros. Boom. Broke it down for you. That's how you do meal plans. That's how you get consistent. This is how you lose weight, gain weight. And there's other ways to do it, but if you're new, or you're just learning, or you're fairly fresh, or even if you're moderate, even if you're more advanced, it just doesn't matter at all. It all applies. Everything can be dependent a little bit on person and goals, but this is a breakdown. If you're just trying to gain weight, lose weight, get better, feel better, look better, fuck better, whatever it is, run better, be stronger, this is your fucking guideline, and this will get you through it. This is how you break it down, real simple, and yeah, this will do good for you guys. So if you like it, drop something in the comments, say yep, if it helps, say yes. And if you guys want any kind of tips, coaching, or anything, there's a link in my bio. Click on the link. It'll get you booked up to my calendar. We can have a chat, see if I can help you. Sounds good.